Hey guys, welcome back to Playing in Space with Planet Head. Oh, it's pretty dark in here. Let's see here. As you can tell, today's a little bit different. I am working with the in-game map. Um, Something that I've tried to do since I came back was to be a little bit less reliant on third-party sites. Not that third-party sites are bad, but if they go out of date or they're not up to date with changes, sometimes you can get bad information. And I think keeping stuff in game is really helpful. There's a lot of really, really good third-party sites out there. I do still use a ton from the most simple, or I used to use a ton from the simple ones like Dotland. There's a lot of ones that are out there that are very helpful for market research or fittings or things like that. But since I came back, I'm trying to keep a lot of my gameplay within the game. And one thing that I was just messing around with, and I'm going to mess around with more while I'm doing this video, is the in-game map. I've become very reliant on Dotland. I'm trying to break that lead. Um, so let's go ahead and do that. So I thought I would just kind of do this. My current goal right now is to get to, am I in Caldari space yet? No, to get to Caldari space because I need to pick up some salvage materials or um, shoot some bad guys and salvage some baristas and get their salvage and hopefully get enough to finish off building up my kestrels that I have. But as I was flying over there, um, the I was trying to figure out the fastest way to get there, and I was pulled up Dotland, and I used the autopilot here to give me, I kind of call autopilot like my Google Maps helper. Um, there we go. Where am I at here? Good. But jumping into the map, I noticed that there's been a significant number of changes since I started playing. And it took me a little bit to get used to it, but I'm kind of intrigued and I'm going to mess around with it a little bit more here. Before I get into that, because you know I like to drop my little, hey, I noticed this online or this thing happened. Um, I wanted to do a video yesterday, and every time I sat down, because it was an anniversary, not for me, but for something else. Um, and every time I sat down to do the video, um, I got a little bit stuck or I get pulled away. And today I didn't think I was going to have any time to play or much to do a video because I was going to have to work. Well, work got called off, so now I get to play and do yard work. So in between doing yard work, I'm over here. And it actually allows me to uh, do that a little shout out to something that happened yesterday. It was the anniversary. And I don't know, it doesn't really matter. I'm not that big into horse racing. It kind of bores me a little bit, other than maybe the big races. I know there's some people that really love it. A lot of people are really into the gambling side of it. A lot of people on the racing side of it. A lot of people love horses. There's people that are against it as far as the treatment of horses, things like that. I'm a lover of history, and I also love my family. And I remember probably 20 years ago or longer talking to my father, and he said one of the most amazing things he ever saw was my was the horse Secretariat in the Belmont Stakes, and I never really understood that until what I'm about to show you here. And I probably watched these videos on YouTube or just in general well over 50 to 100 times because it's just so amazing. And I'm not talking about just watching the actual race. There was a documentary done in I think the mid 90s by ESPN about Secretariat. Now, I think if I'm not mistaken, um, the Kentucky Derby this year, I think I heard that every horse that was in that race was a descendant of Secretariat. Okay, I might be off. Actually, let's just check that. Let's do a little bit of Google look here. I'm gonna spend way too much time on this. Uh, Secretariat descendants. Wow, I can't type. In Kentucky Derby 25. There we go. Yeah, it must be something. All 21 contenders in this year's Run for the Roses are descendants of the iconic Triple Crown. So 21 horses in this year's Kentucky Derby were descendants of Secretariat. And I'm not going to go into the other, but the 660 horses that he actually were children of his. So that's kind of amazing. He had a good retirement. Gonna leave it at that. Um, but that might be amazing to you, but I'm gonna show you something here, and it's not the best version. I would, um, if you really, in, I'm gonna try not to spend too much time on this, because um, I think you have to see it yourself, and it isn't just Secretariat. The reason why I've watched this documentary, it is so well done. Not only the story and not only the character in it being Secretariat, but the other characters in this documentary were done so well. The history of the 30 for 30s that ESPN did at this time, if I remember correctly, they were doing a celebratory, and they had 30 really well-known uh, um, oh no, this was ESPN Sports Century. They were ranking the top sports athletes of the decade. I think that's when they did this. Now, if you can get the actual real version off ESPN, I would suggest doing that. But if you can't do that for free, it is on YouTube, and I'll put the two links here for both. The first one is the full story here. I'm not talking about the movie made, I think, by Disney. It's all right. It's what it is. Um, the full documentary is about 39 minutes long, but there is a 10-minute spot in there where they talk about the Belmont stakes. And my father told me it was the most amazing thing he ever saw. And if you watch just this, and this link will be in the description, um, it really is amazing. Not only, it, I, I'm going to miss something here because of this. Number one, you've got the horse. Number two, you've got the act, what he does in it. Number three, the history leading up to that, how he had barely won the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness over the same other horse called Sham, but barely beating him. And then after that, and this is even more intriguing to me, they do all of these quick little interviews with old sports reporters, people that were there, trainers, old gamblers. A lot of these people have probably already passed away because they were older whenever this was made 20, 25 years ago. But to hear them speak about it, there's actually a very well-known sports writer called George Plimpton in it, who does a very quick thing. He talks about the reactions after the race, and you would think that um, he's being overblown on it. Um, but then you find out about George Plimpton. He's one of the greatest sports writers ever, and you know he's not lying about what happened after the race and how people's reactions were. Lastly, the actual direction of, and this might be why I come back to it all the time. I could watch the race anytime I wanted to, um, but the actual race itself, I'm sorry, the actual direction of the documentary is just superb. From the getting you into the race, giving the history of it, talking about the race, doing the race, and then after the race and the reactions. But then the music that's involved is amazing. So I would suggest, I'm going to have both these links in here. If you want to watch the full one, you can. If you are bored and you want to watch the middle one, the shorter version that's just about the Belmont, that's good too. Um, and if you're not for horse racing, I understand that. I look at this as someone who appreciates an athletic thing that happened and great storytelling. Really well done. And ironically, and I didn't think about this at the time, we'll get back to Eve. Sorry about that. I got a little bit on my thing. I wanted to do that yesterday. I remember I was pulling up my character yesterday and I forgot, and you're going to hear this, that I had named the corporation that Planet Head is in that I created for him. Where is it there? Corp. You're going to hear this in the video and you have to wait to hear it. I love this line and it's not in the video, it's in the video, but it's the actual call of the race. Where is corp, social corporation. My actual corpse name is Tremendous Machines. Now I got to update that. I completely forgot that. That's how much I do with my corporation. But when you hear that, you're going to giggle because I thought about doing this video before I even remembered that I named my corporation that I made with this account a long time ago. This had to have been. Is there a history of when this was created? I'm sure there is. Probably 10 years ago, I created this corp. So that's how long I've been watching this video over. So that's out there. The links will be in the description down below if you want to check it out. Now back to Eve. Sorry about that. How far are we along here? I think I spent like 8 minutes talking about that, but it is something I watch all the time. Okay, so we are still in Calente space, so we need to keep going. Goal is to just check out the new map here. Things I'm trying to do is figure out easy ways for me to navigate the map and learn it better. So my first goal was to try to figure out where the major factions sovereignty is. And let's see here. So down below here, well, while you're flying, still in, wait, Caldari border zone. I don't think that's considered Caldari space. I don't know if Greases are here, but we might as well keep on going. Keep on moving. Jump. Jump through Stargate. Hatakani. Now I know for a fact that Black Rise and Citadel and Forge, and I think even Lone Trek are all the Caldari state, just by general knowledge, and those things have changed. But I'm trying to not go by my old memory and learn within the game, and if I was somebody new. So, let's see here. Now, first things first, I did figure out that if I come in here, I click any one of these things here, and it will put a link down here for more options, and I can save things as my favorites as well. So if I take that off, you notice the little crown for sovereignty went away, and now if I want to filter it, it's just gonna give me the Empire factions and pirate factions. So that's not helpful to me. Good. Let's keep on moving. Where are we at here? We're right there. And Caldari space. Okay, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time messing around with this, but you'll see me using this a lot more in-game and being a little bit frustrated, but learning how to learn more. There's a lot of good stuff that you can get in here. I want to get more and more used to doing it. So let's see what, got corporations. What does that do for us? Corp members. Oh, that's my current corporation, so I don't need to really worry about that. But if you did have your own corporation, actually, about my offices. So if I wanted to always be able to pull up my offices at once, I could click on this, and then that would, so I have an office. No, that's my home. So I don't think I have an office. All right, fine. Manage filters. How about factional warfare? What does that show me here? Factional warfare. Ah, Okay, so it's got factional warfare stuff. That's going to be useful for me in the fairly near future once they start taking these kestrels out. So we've got the 2 areas of getting stuff blown up at. So that's important. Okay, so I think we are we in? No, we're still in, but it is under the Caldari state here. So I think I can, let's go check out an asteroid belt, see if there's any Greases out here. So what I've done is I did outfit one of my first kestrels here. Now this is not built for PvP because I've run into a few issues. I'll probably talk about that in my next video. Nothing huge, but like I said, I do need to get some salvage. So I thought, well, this will be great. I'll actually be able to take the kestrel out for a test flight. Instead of having 4 missile launchers on here, I've put 3 and then a salvager. I've shut down the warp scrambler only because I'm not going to be using it during PvE, and I'm having a little bit of a problem with my power output in my CPU right now. So I need to figure that part of it out. Okay, we got asteroid belts. Actually, I should be looking to see if there's a burrow or anything like that. That would be helpful. Because that would be, let's go. Is it directional scan? It's been a while. Nope, not directional scan. It is. Ooh, I've got a burrow there. Okay. So let's put that window down. Now, the only reason I was kind of looking for asteroid belts is if you kill something in an asteroid belt, there's I think there's a 100% drop rate on that. But might as well check out this burrow, see if anybody's in it. Also in high sec, you tend to run into a lot of other people trying to do these sites, just trying to get an escalated item. But we'll check this out. Maybe I can kill some burrow. Now, this is the first time flying this. I have no idea as far as... Ooh, we've got some good stuff. Okay. Now, what's my range with these missiles? That's the other thing, too, is I can get... I've got to get used to the range and other things involved, so... Hit the Arrogator, these missiles. This is literally the first time I've flown this. Fire off our missiles. I do love the missile look. Okay. Pretty easy. These other guys are going to be firing at me, so... That's one. I'm taking a lot of damage here. That's good. Good to know. Been a while since I've done this, so I'm missing some hotkeys. I'm not used to doing a few things. What's that? 9,000, so we're within range. We're good. I haven't just figured out what the damage types are for these guys. So I'm just using my thermal rockets. Not sure how many rockets I need to take with me. There's so many things involved with this. So this is really a good test flight. And then if I'm doing the test flights, I can also get used to the ship, but also maybe get a little bit of salvage. And I thought, why sit over in Calente space and test it out when I can go kill 2 birds with 1 stone? Okay, close that range. Nice, I have a micro warp drive. Put the close range with. What's my range on my target? I should really know that. As I'm doing this, I'm also remembering things that I should learn. These are things that you shouldn't even have to think about whenever you're doing PvP. Okay. I might be wrong with this, but I think if I remember correctly, let's close him, slow him down. There is very limited or no fall-off range with missiles or rockets. Am I right or wrong with that? Or it's very limited. What does it say? Max flight range. So it either gets there or it doesn't. So a lot of stuff involved in it. Okay, these guys are starting to hit me a little bit harder. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Let's reload our... Yeah, see, I definitely did not bring long enough ammo for a long excursion here, so that's another one. Die. So all I'm going to do is kill these guys off, hopefully, unless something dumb happens. And then we'll go ahead and salvage and see if I can get what I need. There's a salvage piece that I need from these guys. I'm hoping I can get... I think I need 1, 2... I need 10 of them. Oh, these guys are still coming. Alrighty, alrighty. Keep her coming. That's more chances for my loot. I think the Pithy are part of the Kaldari, or the, says I'm hoping that'll be another one. Move that out over here. Shield's still holding up pretty well. Happy with that. Alright, everybody's dead. Now, we get to use our one... I'm so used to having salvage drones, just setting them out to let them go. Now I get to fly from one thing to another in salvage. This is so boring. So I'm looking over here for, let's see here, Grista. One thing you don't really have a whole lot of within the game is the history of the looted. I should have put my salvage around there. Go. My salvaging attempt failed. Fantastic. Oh man, what is my skill? That might be something. Oop, first one down. Good. Wait, is that a ward console? Nope. I think what I needed was a ward console. Let's see here. Ward console, Eve. Yes. I could also randomly... Oh, dang it. Is this not going? I think I can randomly pick them up in relic sites, but trying to stay a little bit away from scanning, only for the effect that it's so easy for me to get just into that all the time. It's kind of boring. I mean, it's not boring. I love doing it, but I've done a lot of it in the past. I'm trying to try out some new things here. Definitely something a casual player could do is exploration. It gives you something that you can do at all times, and can be very lucrative, especially for a new player. Burn logic, scorch telemetry. So if you're wondering what I'm looking for, let's go back here to Stackman. Oh, whoops. I'll show you why I've come all this way. Go. And where's my BPO? So I'm trying to make the small core defense extenders. I need 2 of them per ship. The problem is I had all the other stuff from when I played before to build them, other than show info. There we go. I need 2 ward consoles per ship. So actually, to make the actually, I will need more than what I thought. For each one of the small core defense field extenders, I'm going to need 2 ward consoles as salvage. And I need enough for 2 per ship for 5 ships. So that's 10. I need 20 ward consoles to outfit my full Kestrel fleet. The last thing that I had to build. Now the big question is while I am doing this, I looked it up and it said that blowing up Garistas will allow you to possibly salvage some ward consoles. The other problem is that I just killed these pithy plunderers, and my old brain can't remember if the pithy are the pithy part of the Garistas. Okay, the pith designation often appears alongside the Garistas in names of ships and locations associated with the Garistas pirate faction. Suggests that the pithy represent a specific division of the Garistas. That's what Google AI is telling me. So let's look up, although I say that I try to stay away from third-party sites. There is one third-party site that you kind of have to use. That's Eve University's stuff, because Eve actually gave them the rights to create their own, because they were doing such a good job, if I remember correctly, of updating their wiki so much that they just basically said, hey, we're not going to make our own wiki, you guys do it better than we do. This was way back in the day. So they said, why don't you just go ahead and keep doing yours? And Eve actually shut down their wiki, if I understand correctly. I might be off a little bit with the history of that. But so that is a third-party site that you pretty much have to use. So Barista faction. So we're going to see if. Oh no, I don't want factional warfare. I just want the history of the Greased Pirates, Eve University Wiki. There we go. Have I gotten a ward console yet? Not yet. That's bothering me. That bothers me. I've got these charred suckers right now. Okay, I'm gonna try and scan these other ones. If I don't get one out of all of this wreckage that I've just scanned, then I'm gonna have to rethink what I'm doing and maybe find something else to blow up. Maybe they come from different types of ships. Maybe you have to blow up like destroyers or something like that, or cruisers, or maybe a different faction within the Garistas. You never know. So this is part of the learning experience. Let's see here, Garista ships. Okay, I've not seen anything there. Nope. Space. Long story short, this is what I'm looking at over here is Greased Pirates and their history. Straight, blah, blah. Let's try F. Yeah. That doesn't help. Just a little bit more. We'll salvage these other 4 that are here and see if any of them give me that word console. Stack all. Burn logic, charred micro, damage artificial, scorched telemetry. Wonder if... Uh-oh, my standings decreased with the greases by 0.001. I hope I can live through that. Alright, no. A little bit worried about this. Salvaging. There's something in there. Great icon. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Oh, that's something I could do. I could invest in a mobile tractor unit. 10 million ISK though, that's a lot of money to do that, but if I'm really wanting to, rather than having to fly around to these different ones, I could throw the mobile tractor unit down and have the salvage come to me, and while I'm still blowing up other pirates, possibly keep salvaging. That could save some time. Get our micro warp drive going, catch up these last 2. Still nothing bothers me. So maybe I'll need to go to another area, not the border zone, but maybe another one. See if I can find greases there. Never know. Or a different one. I'll keep flying around here. I won't bore you guys with this. We'll check these last 2 that are here. Watch me get a word console, and that'll just save me that frustration. Crossing my fingers. Come on, baby. One time. If not, I think this video is getting pretty close to long. Go. The other thing too is once I learn where each of the, if I'm going to be building a lot of these ships, and the parts for them to also sell, then I'll probably want to set up a spot out here in Caldari space where I am just hunting these down and trying to get as much as possible all at once versus having to fly over here every single time. So that'll be another video, something else. Because remember, I'm doing both industry and PvP. I haven't gotten the PvP part of it because I got to build the ships first. Oop, there goes one last one. Oh, and there was a, always never leave anything behind. There we go. Did we get anything? No. So no ward console in those ships. That frustrates me a little bit. Also, things that I've learned. So we are, how much of our missiles did I use? I brought over 400 Inferno rockets, and I used, reload, about half, a little bit over half of those. So I'll need to bring out over more than that. Let's go ahead and dock up here. So a lot of organizational things to do as far as getting these last pieces to the puzzle. Now the simplest thing I could do is just go buy 20 of these. If this does take too long, I may end up just doing that so I can get into the PvP aspect because I want to have that is it option. You know, I want to be able to okay, maybe I don't feel like
Docking permission requested.
PvEing
Docking request
and get or
accepted.
doing production that day and I just want to go blow something up. We'll wait a couple days, see if I can get these parts pretty quickly. If not, I may just buy the parts and have the 5 ships ready to go so I can get out there and start getting myself blown up. But without work, you never earn really appreciate what you get. So, got that here. That's all I got for today. Hey guys, other than that, fly safe, fly dangerously, fly everything you want. I will talk to you soon. Have a good one. Bye bye.